With all of the going-ons in the tabletop RPG scene the last couple of months, I hear a lot of people wanting to try out a new system. And one of those systems that people want to try out is the Cypher system, especially because their favorite YouTuber has been talking about it on his channel quite a lot. But I can completely understand that buying a fat-ass Cypher system rulebook with a bunch of adventurers and maybe even a set of dice or whatever can feel quite daunting and quite expensive. But I'm here to tell you that Monte Cook Games could not have made it any easier for you to jump into the Cypher system, have sessions upon sessions upon sessions of pure tabletop RPG fun, all in a matter of minutes and completely for free. Hi there fellow roleplayers and game masters, my name is Mr. Trosk and today I want to talk about this, and I also want to talk about this, I also want to talk about this, and I also want to really quickly talk about this. Now this is not a review of whatever I have on my screen, this is just pointing it out to you that it exists. You can download a free preview of the Cypher system rulebook completely for free from the Monte Cook Games' website. Not a lot of people know this. A lot of people are like, wow, I don't want to buy a $50 book or $60 book or whatever, which I understand because that's a big investment, but this is a free preview and it is 41 pages thick free preview. Now when you see free preview, you often think probably like, oh, it's just a preview of what's in the book, it's just some artwork and some chapters or whatnot. No, this is actually the basic rules of the Cypher system, with some monsters and all of that stuff. Basically the SRD. If you have been playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, it has an SRD, which are all of the basic rules for 5th edition, which can get you playing 5th edition in a matter of however long it takes you to actually grasp the rules. But there is one big difference. Monte Cook Games actually went through the trouble of having layout for this. This book is a short version of the very, very big Cypher system rulebook, and it has a lot of stuff to get you playing, like everything you need to get you playing, basically. But it is all confined in like a smaller PDF of 41 pages thick. So not a lot of people notice. Like this is actually all you need to start playing the Cypher system, because the rules of the Cypher system are right here. There is they talk about how to play the Cypher system. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages, and then they already go into like the powers and whatever, and the foci and all of that stuff. They are free. This is free to download for you on the Cypher system website. So all of the basic rules. There's foci in here. There are flavors in here. Descriptors. There's even magic items, which they call ciphers, in here. There's even, if I'm not mistaken, there's monsters in here, I think. Let me just quickly take a look. I think there's even like monsters in here. There is all kinds of like stuff going on for different genres. So if you want to play, try science fiction. If you want to play an adventure of, I don't know, fantasy adventure or whatever, you can do so from reading this book. And as you see, there's a giant spider in here, a goblin, a war droid are in here, just to give you some examples. But creating your own monsters for the Cypher system is it's super easy anyway, so you don't actually like need the monsters, but you can read them as an example, and you can actually start playing the Cypher system for free really, really quickly. Now, another thing that not a lot of people know is that there are a bunch of free PDFs scattered across the internet that you can download for the Cypher system, especially short form adventures. Now, if you're looking for a longer multi-session fantasy adventure, I've actually written one and have one on Drive-Thru RPG for sale that you can buy. You can pick it up. You can pick up the virtual tabletop version of it. It has a PDF, virtual tabletop maps. It has new creatures. It has, I don't know, new types of combat. It has new magic items, all of that stuff, because I turned my game of regular adult players, D&D players, into Cypher players, because they don't have the time and energy to play D&D to its fullest potential with all its math and all of that stuff. So they just want to sit down and have regular, like, old school fun and just make bad decisions for an entire evening, which the Cypher system is perfect for. So if you want to support me and want to get a great adventure in return, make sure to click the link in the description below to Isle of the Dreaded Accursed. But if you want to test out the waters with some free stuff, there's actually 2 things that I want to point out, but there's a lot more. If you type in free Cypher adventure into Google, you get like shit ton of stuff, right? But one thing that people can get from the official Monte Cook Games web store is Cypher Shorts for free to download from the Monte Cook Games web store. Cypher Shorts. Now this is a small PDF. It's only 9 pages thick, and what this does is it basically teaches you as a game master how to run a short form adventure, what to do, what the types of adventures are, how you provide information, the scenario, like you can see the scenario, the setup, the GM intrusions you can do in a whatever, all of that stuff is it's just like more of a quick little reference guidebook on how you should approach the first adventure. Say you want to do an adventure by yourself, you have like a plot point, you have a short adventure in your head, but you don't really know how to turn it into a Cypher thing. This PDF really teaches you that. Another thing this PDF does has an adventure called Trapped in Flames, which is kind of like a one-shot adventure you can play, but it is a modern day time thing. So the premise, the characters work in a tall skyscraper. Suddenly there's an explosion and the fire alarm starts ringing. So there is a fire in a large office building and your players need to get the fuck out of there or get burned or whatever. So it is kind of like just getting to know the Cypher system is perfect for that. It's not something I would play in the long term, but it's definitely something I would play. Say I have a bunch of friends coming over who all like tabletop RPGs. Maybe one person does not know what a tabletop RPG is, and we're all like, hey, well, let's just play something. And I'm like, I got something for you. Here's something we can do. And then I just give them a I don't know, a few pre-made characters, and we just roll for an evening and try to get out of burning building, basically. Another thing that I want to talk about is Numenera, Ashes of the Sea. Now, Numenera, I did a full review of the Numenera campaign setting. The Numenera campaign setting is a few big books with a complete campaign setting, with everything you expect from a campaign setting. It is big, it is genuinely just overwhelming to get into. But they also have a free adventure, Ashes of the Sea, on DriveThruRPG, among other free things, of course. You can download this from DriveThruRPG completely for free, which is, again, a great way if you want to get into Numenera. I know a lot of people who really are drawn into the feeling of the Numenera campaign setting, but again, if you want to buy the Cypher system rulebook and then have to buy like the Numenera books, which are 2 more big books. I have them somewhere around here. Here's one. This is like one of the 2 Numenera books. If you have to buy all of that stuff, that could be quite daunting. So getting into that setting with a free adventure is always a good idea. So you can actually get yourself a free adventure for Numenera. So what is Numenera? Numenera is science fantasy. It is a lot of, I would say it's somewhat more fantasy than science, but it is officially science fantasy. Depending on how you play it, it could be a little bit more science fiction-y, but it also could be a little bit more fantasy-like. I would play it somewhat more fantasy-like, but if you want to get to know like more of the Numenera campaign setting, make sure to click my video about Numenera, because it's really well worth it if you're looking for a campaign setting that the Cypher system is really built for. Because the Cypher system, came to my understanding that the Numenera book was there before the Cypher system rulebook, so the rules actually formed around the idea of Numenera, so to speak. And it comes with pre-made characters in a very, very beautiful character sheet. And that's it. Not only can you start playing the Cypher system completely for free with the Cypher system rulebook that has everything from the basic rules to the classes, which are more like types, and the foci, and there's magic items in there, monsters in there, and everything. There are some free adventures for you to get into to learn the Cypher system. And if you browse on DriveThruRPG, link in the description below, there's a bunch of adventures out there that will only set you back like $4.99 or $5.99 or $6.99 that will get you a few sessions of pure gameplay with the Cypher system, which is always a ton of fun. And if you want to support your favorite YouTuber, maybe you can buy his adventure, because you will also be supporting Cadup, who is another very, very, very good Cypher system YouTuber, because we made it together. It's a great adventure. Until next video, bye-bye.